Now, Mauricio Pochettino's reign in the as manager of the USA national team has been a bit mixed.
To say the least.
Won 10, lost 7, lost to South Korea over the weekend.
Yeah.
They are, of course, hosts of the World Cup next summer, and that's Pochettino's target. He doesn't really care, or shouldn't care, what happens now. We talk the same way, don't we, about Thomas Tuchel? It's just
doing the same thing, yeah.
Getting through qualifying. But he's being criticised in many circles at the moment. Let's get more on this and bring in our US sports correspondent, Brian T. Smith. Morning, Brian.
Good morning, Brian.
Morning, gentlemen. It's great to see you. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. You too, mate.
It seems, Brian, I mean, Alexi Lalas, Bruce Arena, the media, they're lining up to have a dig, aren't they, at Mauricio Pochettino?
They really are. And look, this was a splashy hire when they made it because he has the name, but was it a good hire? Was it the hire that they needed? This team, not just Pochettino, not just the players, the whole thing just looks very, very soft right now. They're only in the World Cup because they're hosting the World Cup. And for all of the money they spend, I still question if the talent is actually where it should be. And Pochettino, it didn't end well at Chelsea. You know, I mean, he had a young Chelsea team, but people felt like maybe he would stay. He ends up getting pushed out. Chelsea has gone on and been much better under Maresca in the last year plus. And this whole thing just seems like it's not working. And they're going to host the World Cup. So if they're an early knockout in the World Cup, what an embarrassment for the U.S. men's national team.
I was going to say to you, Brian, maybe the first team I can ever remember, there clearly looks more talent to the north. Canada have got some fantastic players. But are we seriously saying at this particular time with the World Cup looming that his job's under threat?
You know, Ali, this is what I think is interesting. I was thinking about this morning, prepping to be on the radio. We just went to the transfer deadline for the Premier League. It was the greatest, craziest transfer deadline of all time. And all the players that we were talking about, obviously, were international players. I mean, the best players in the United States are not in the Premier League. That's just a fact. I mean, you know, you have a couple anomalies and some good talent, but the talent is not there. So I don't know how much the manager could actually be affecting this. It's not like it went great for the last manager. I mean, it was a very disappointing U.S. men's national team. I don't think it helps when you have all these former players constantly taking shots at the current team. It just seems like the whole thing is off. I don't know what would fix it. I do know that this is not how you win a World Cup in the United States of America.
What's the public expectation of Pochettino and the team in the World Cup there? I mean, do the public believe that, hey, this is the USA, we could win the thing?
I'm going to be completely honest with you, Jeff. I don't think so. American fans who follow football, European football, and national football, they follow the Premier League. They're following, they're following football in Latin America. It's bigger over there. It's still a sport that they're trying to grow. So if you don't have the talent on the field and you have a manager that most American fans don't know, he's much bigger in England, he's much bigger in Europe than he is in the United States of America. The whole thing just seems off in terms of expectations. They have to make it past the group stage. You know, you got to get into the knockout rounds. You can't just be gifted into the World Cup just because you're hosting the World Cup. But my biggest problem is they have too much money. They have too many incredible facilities. This has been decades in the making. The whole organization, the manager, the players, the whole operation should be better than this. And I think American fans are smart enough to know that.
Can we move on to tennis? You fancy moving on to a bit of tennis? Was that a surprising result to you in the respect that between the two guys, Sinner and Alcaraz, Brian, Jeff and I were having a little discussion this morning. Jeff reckons that might be the first sign of a gap between the two of them. I'm not so sure. I was a little bit surprised at the dominance, how comfortable Alcaraz won it.
Yeah, Ali, it's interesting. We have all this covered at talkSPORT.com and our new social media accounts at talkSPORT USA for Facebook, Twitter, etc. I look at Carlos Alcaraz. I just feel like he is the best pound per pound athlete in the world right now. Now, I know he lost to Sinner at Wimbledon, but when I look at Alcaraz with his power, his speed, his precision, his use, all of the pressure that he came into where you had Nadal and you had Djokovic and you had Federer and you had Andy Murray. I'm sorry. Like I look at Carlos Alcaraz. That is the future of tennis to me right now. And when he is on, when he's not making his own mistakes, when he is performing at his highest level, I feel like he is the best athlete in the world right now. And he dominated Sinner on Sunday night at the U.S. Open.
He was sensational. It was the first weekend, of course, of the new NFL season as well, Brian. I was looking at some betting, and I saw Baltimore Ravens favourite for the Super Bowl with a lot of markets, and they got turned over. Well, and they weren't the only ones, by the way, were there? 1 or 2 shocks on that opening weekend.
No, but Brian, before you start, I mean, I couldn't take my eyes off. It was unbelievable. It kicked off early with plenty of controversy with a spitting incident, and then the Bills 3 scores in the last, whatever it was, 6-7 minutes to win the game. It was a great start in terms of excitement.
Ali, I could not agree with you more here. This 100,000%. And of course, we have all this covered at talkSPORT.com and talkSPORT USA. This was the opening weekend from heaven for the NFL, right? It started fascinating. The Chiefs are in Brazil and they actually lose. So now we have a little Chiefs drama. You had incredible offenses, and the Sunday night game Monday morning over here that I'll be writing about today and we'll be talking about with Will Gavin on our NFL show on YouTube. Goes down to the last second. This is why we have fun here, right? We can talk about the Premier League and the NFL. This is why the NFL is so exciting, is so big in America, because the offenses are incredible. The Lions lost to the Packers, the Ravens and Bills, 2 MVPs going down to the last second. It was a perfect opening weekend for the NFL, and there's 6 months still to go before we get to the Super Bowl in San Francisco.
Yeah. How are my Rams going to do, Brian?
The Rams are really good, Ali. The Rams. Good defense. Matthew Stafford actually played. He was healthy. They beat a good Texans team. Yeah. A key fumble at the end. The Rams right now are a sleeper pick to make the Super Bowl in the NFC.
I'll do for me. If that's the case, I'll see you there, mate.
Soft soap him. Don't soft soap him. If that's the case,
I'll see you there, Brian.
Brian, thank you very much
indeed,
mate.
I'll see you in the Super Bowl, Ali.
Great stuff, mate.
Take care, Brian.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Back to the to English football now. Alexander said England are better off without Jude Bellingham, Marcus Rashford and Harry Kane. While 2 of these might be 2 of the best strikers in the world, they're just not team players. Kane is a great finisher. I think England would do much better with an aggressive attacking lineup consisting of eager players who are not prima donnas.
I mean, that's nonsense. There's no bigger team player than Harry Kane. What are you thinking? No, don't tell me you're agreeing with him.
No, Harry Kane I think he's a complete team player.
So do I.
You know, I mean, whether he should be automatically left on for 90 minutes every game or
I take your point. Matter. I think you made a very valid point about, at the weekend, particularly Wally Watkins. Yeah. Surely, Jared Bowen, I'm a fan of, as you know, as well.
Stuart has texted in, just talking about American players playing in the Premier League. Stuart texted in and said, disrespect for Palace's Chris Titchards right there. Epic player. And he's then sent a correction to say Richards. Stuart, you didn't need to send a correction. I think we knew exactly.
Yeah, we knew what you meant. Don't worry about that,
and by the way, he's been fantastic.
He really has.
He really has.
The 3 centre-backs have been fantastic.
Oh, haven't they just?
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.